What's up, guys? In today's video, we're heading back to our warehouse location to go fill up that vending machine full of drinks because it's hot, and we're going to see how much money's inside. Don't forget, guys, if you like our videos, smash that like button for us. All right, guys, enjoy the show. What's up, guys? It's Matt with Galaxy Games 843 back with another vending collection video. Today we're coming to you from our warehouse location, and this is going to be a little bit shorter video. This location isn't a super fast turnover location. However, there's a lot of things sold out in this machine, so we need to get it filled back up so we're not missing out on sales. Because the weather, like I said, has been super hot here, so sales are going good for our drink machines. It's crazy. With our heat indexes, we've been in the upper 110s, 115s, even got to 120 for a heat index one day, with regular temperatures just about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And as you can imagine, being in South Carolina, the humidity is through the roof. So therefore, our cold drinks have been very popular. So we're going to get right to stocking up this machine. First, though, we need to reset the cash box level in the NIAX credit card reader. So we'll go ahead and get that updated. Then we'll get stocking all this good stuff up. So let's first reset our NIAX credit card reader. Then we'll open up the machine and get to stocking. And while we're doing all this, let me kind of talk about the week ahead. So this week, there's not going to be a midweek video. For those of you that don't know, I have a trade show in Miami, Florida this week. So not going to be a midweek video. We should still have a weekend video coming up a week from today, but midweek there will not be a midweek video due to me being in Florida for a trade show. So yeah, should be a good time. I'm excited to get to this trade show and meet some new contacts and see what's out there and all that good stuff. Going to be a few trade shows coming up for the rest of the year, as you know. This week like I said, Miami, Florida. I know we've got we got IAPA obviously in November, and this year's going to be a little bit different, guys. In the previous years when I've covered IAPA or the NBVA, I was not employed by CandyMachines.com, so I was, doing all that on my own. And now that I'm with CandyMachines.com, I'll be going to a lot more shows and therefore being able to, probably get a lot more coverage. So I don't know what it's going to look like when we do get to IAPA, because IAPA is going to be a little bit different this year. It's actually been spread out over multiple buildings this year. So I'm interested to see what IAPA is going to look like this year. But none other than that, but there's going to be some other trade shows, and there's another one in Vegas in the fall, and I think maybe even another show in Orlando, and possibly one in Myrtle Beach coming up this fall. So lots of possible trade shows coming down the pike. For me. So when that happens, though, it usually does kind of, interrupt the posting schedule for the Galaxy Games 843 videos. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Again, no midweek video this week due to a trade show in Miami. So I want to apologize in advance, but we should be back by the weekend for another weekend video. So while we're stocking things up, guys, how is everyone doing out there? Hopefully you're having a great weekend. Hopefully you're in an area where the heat isn't getting to you too much. I'm laughing because, it's so hot here in South Carolina, and I'm about to go to South Florida, so it's only going to get worse for me. But it is what it is, and I'm going to have a good time, I think, and like I said, meet some new people and hopefully make some good business contacts. So we'll see what's going on. But with that said, though, when we get back, hopefully we shouldn't have any shows for at least a month, maybe 2 months. So we can get back to focusing on finding some new locations. There's going to be some big things coming down the pike. Going to try to expand the amusement route also. But we also need to find locations for those 2 full-line vending machines that we had at the top secret location. I still haven't yet approached that kind of small airport that I talked about in a previous video. Only because I knew I had this trade show coming up and it was going to throw a wrench into the schedule. So when I get back, I can start focusing on hitting those locations, trying to get new spots. Like I said, there's going to be some, I'm going to get some new claw machines and stuff like that too coming up soon. I think what I'm going to do, I'll probably upgrade some of the existing locations and then take the older machines out of those existing locations and find new spots is kind of my game plan. So You guys mentioned maybe doing some videos about finding locations or going around and asking locations if they're interested in getting claw machines or vending machines. So hopefully we'll be able to put something like that together coming up very soon. So if you guys are interested in those kind of videos where we go around and try to find locations, kind of hear my approach on how I talk to the businesses or the business owners, now's a good time to subscribe, guys. Subscribe, ring that bell notification so that way you get notified when any new videos do go live. And like I said, after this trip, I should be able to have some time to start hitting some locations. The only thing is I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to properly record it, because as you know, I don't want to walk in to a place like that with a camera in someone's face or something like that. So if you guys have ideas on how I should record it, let me know in the comments. Obviously, I'm going to be, I'll have my microphones. Maybe what I'll do is maybe I'll leave the camera in the vehicle or something like that, and then go in, and you'll still be able to hear the interaction, but you won't be able to really see the people or see the location. I don't know. What are your ideas? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And like I said, we'll maybe see if we can't get some success on camera for everyone to see what it's like. I'm sure we'll get some rejections. You know how that goes. We'll definitely get some rejections, but you never know. Maybe we'll get some new locations live. Well, not really live, but recorded on camera, so that way I can put them back on into a video for you guys, and we'll see how it goes. Let's see. I know Dominic Barbado had a really good video back in the day doing that, where he left the camera in the car but took the microphone with him. And maybe that's something we can do. I want to say that video ended up being pretty popular for him. So I think that's a pretty good idea. And I know some of you have commented that you would like to see that style of video. So I think that might be just a kind of video we're going to try out in the future. Because as you guys know, starting a vending machine business is pretty easy. You can usually get in for a pretty low investment. But the hardest part about the vending business in general is finding locations and getting new locations. So with that said, maybe I can come up with some things, or share some examples that are going to help you guys out there, because it's tough, especially if you don't have courage, or what's the word I want to use. If you're not a very outgoing person, you might have difficulty approaching a business and asking to put your machine into that business. The best of us have problems with that sometimes. Sometimes you just have a day where you're just not feeling it, and it just doesn't go well. But I want to say Jonathan had a great example of maybe go to the locations that you're not going to get, and try those first to get kind of all the jitters out. That was a great example or situation Jonathan gave back in the day on one of our live streams. So I always think that's a good idea. That way you kind of get those jitters out of the way on the locations that you're probably not going to get anyway. So therefore, you can mess up or do whatever you got to do, and then, like I said, kind of learn from what works and what doesn't work. But if you guys would like a video like that, hit that like button on this video. Show me you'd like one. And if we can get enough likes on this video, we'll definitely put a video like that together. I mean, we probably will either way, but just do me a favor and like the video if you would, please. There we go. All right, so we're stocking up all these drinks. As you saw, things were looking pretty low. The Coke and the Pepsi were sold out. Everything else was pretty low, except for the Mountain Dew. It's crazy. This location is not a huge Mountain Dew location. They love the Gatorade, they love the Sprite, they love the Coke, they love the Pepsi. Iced tea has been popular lately. Monster's been pretty slow, and Mountain Dew has been pretty slow. So maybe this location just isn't huge on the caffeine. I don't know. Mountain Dew and Monster are probably the first two I'd go for. I don't know. But it is what it is. All right. So again, let's talk about how long this machine has been since our last collection. It's been about a month. And like I said, this is not a high turnover location. This is kind of a pretty slow location. I think there's only like 10 employees here at this location. So we only come about once a month. And basically what I do is I monitor my inventory levels in my NIAX app. And when about 2 things sell out, that's about when I come and stock this location up. So like I said, the Pepsi and the Coke were sold out. So I knew it was time to come stock everything up, because everything else was getting pretty low. And it was just right on time. So it was about a month since the last time we've been here. And we're going to go ahead and do our money collection now. Now, I will say most of the payments, just like a lot of our other locations on this machine, do go through the Nayax credit card reader. So there's not going to be a lot of cash. There's 0 coins. I want to say there's about $5 or $6 worth of actual bills. Yeah, just a couple bills. Most of the payments do go through the Nayax. But for 1 month, the warehouse location, between the few dollar bills and mostly Nayax payments, did $168.50. So not great, right? But not terrible. You know, we could probably move this machine somewhere else and do better, but we've got other machines we need to locate right now. So this one will stay here for the time being, and maybe in the future we'll relocate it. But for now, it's going to stay here. So we got our work area cleaned up, machines locked up. We're going to make our way back out to the vending truck. Do want to say, guys, if you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. YouTube has been super slow this summer, super slow. So any help you can give by subscribing, liking, sharing, ringing the bell, all those things will really help us out. We would really appreciate it. So go ahead and do that for us. But other than that, thank you for hanging out with us, guys. Thanks for watching our videos. Don't forget, no midweek video this week, but we should be back for next weekend. But it's time to wrap the video up, guys. So once again, thanks again for watching. This is Matt with Galaxy Games 843. We'll see you next time.